This is Jeff Makinen at DRF Sports. Today I'll be handicapping the AFC South matchup between the Houston Texans and Tennessee Titans. Both teams come into this game with an 8-5 record. As you can see, they both sit atop the AFC South division with that identical 8-5 record. They're also tied with Pittsburgh for a potential last wild card spot in the AFC. So this is a very important game going forward. Your DRF Sports subscription provides you with all the latest matchups and betting lines, along with betting angles and line movements, and the DRF Sports Forum, which is a PDF tip sheet packed with everything you need to win during the football season. Tennessee currently a 3-point favorite over Houston. The line opened up at 2.5, so slight movement there to the Titans. The over-under has moved up significantly from an opener of 47.5 to 51. Taking a look at our game simulator, estimate number 1, Tennessee projected to win 25-21. Estimate number 2 calls for a 28-22 Tennessee victory. And our power line projects Tennessee to be a 7-point favorite. Averaging these three together, it'll be just under 6 points, so there is some line value here towards the Titans. The over-under side is about 48, so that's going to be a slight line value on the under. From a statistical standpoint, these two teams are somewhat evenly matched. Titans do have a slight edge in terms of yards per play differential, 6.3 to their opponent's 5.7, as to the Texans 6.2 and 6.1 allowed. However, the Texans have played a slightly tougher schedule at 20.4 to 18.4. Looking at our betting angles, there are a few of note here. Tennessee is a perfect 6-0 against the spread versus excellent offensive teams. That is, teams who average 6 or more yards per play over the last 2 years, with an average win here of 29 to 18. So that sets them up well here against the Texans. The Texans, on the other hand, are just 1-8 against the spread, playing a team with a winning record in the second half of the year over the last 3 seasons. Average loss there, 13 to 29. And Bill O'Brien overall as coach of the Texans in that scenario is 6-14 against the spread. So the Texans have been having difficulties playing good teams later in the season. Tennessee also 11-3 over in the second half of the year over the last 2 seasons, and that also coincides with the emergence of the Titan offense recently with the quarterback switch to Ryan Tannehill. Here, the average score of that trend is 27-21 Titans. There is one that does appear here, a betting system that favors the under. Betting an under for any team who's off an upset loss by 14 or more points as a favorite. And last week, the Texans were upset in a blowout fashion at home by the Denver Broncos. So that does apply here. This system is 58-27 over the last 5 seasons for a net profit of plus 28.3 units. If we analyze the betting action in this game, spread bets pretty evenly split here. We got 56% that are on the Titans, 44% on the Texans. However, the over-under is pretty one-sided here. 95% of the action has gone on the over in this game, and that has helped push that total up from 47.5 to 51. So a lot of public action there favoring the over here. One of the reasons that does appear to be the case is the emergence, as I mentioned, of the Titan offense since Ryan Tannehill has taken over. He became the starter on October 20th against the Chargers, and since then, the Texans have won 6 of 7 games and have not been held under 20 points in any of those games. In fact, they've gone over 30 points in 4 consecutive games. So the Titan offense has been on a roll since Tannehill has taken over. As you can see statistically, they have been not only passing it well, but they have run the ball extremely well with Derrick Henry with 225, 219, 154 and 161 over their last 4 games. The Texans are holding their own. However, they have gone down slightly since J.J. Watt was injured back in October. Texans have lost 5 of their last 7 against the spread. and they are 4-3 straight up in that same time period. Historically, this has been a pretty even series. Tennessee is 18-16 versus Houston since '92. They are 11-6 in games played in Nashville during that same time period. Overall, this game looks to be a pretty even matchup. I would side with the Titans here because of the emergence of Ryan Tannehill and the Titan offense. I think they're playing better than the Texans right now. It certainly won't be easy, but I do think the Titans could win in a relatively high-scoring game. This is Jeff Makinen at DRF Sports, Twitter handle @SportsDBExpert. Good luck in NFL Week 15.